Welcome back to Developers Home, and today again we are solving one more data engineering problem, and which is problem number 3. So if you go to developershome.blog, so you will see we are solving everyday one problem, and that problem using PostgreSQL and Apache Spark. So here today also we'll be solving this problem using PostgreSQL, Apache Spark. In that we are solving using PySpark and Spark SQL. So if you are watching this video for the first time, to set up your development system, you can follow this video, and you can also go to my YouTube channel and you can explore all videos where you will understand that how can you set up your development system and how we are planning this journey of learning data engineering tools and data engineering technologies. So for today's problem, we have one station table. In that table we have id, city, state, latitude and longitude, and our problem statement is find the difference between total number of city entries in the table and number of distinct city entries in the table. Okay, so first step what you can do is you can go to this GitHub, and on GitHub also we are capturing all the problems, and if you go to any particular problem you will have this script which will help you to create this table. You have this data in CSV format, and we also have solution in SQL format. We also have Jupyter notebook, and in that we have this solution in PySpark and Spark SQL. So now we'll go to first PostgreSQL, where you can use your SQL script to create this station table. If you go to this table, you can see that we have this all the columns. As a starter, what we can do is we can go to this table and we can have understanding what all data we have in this table. So if I go here, I can see that we have ID, city, state, latitude and longitude. And our problem is to get count of a city and then get distinct count of this city. So we know that in SQL we have function which name count. So what we can do is we can do count and then in bracket city, so that will give count of city in this table. Okay, so basically it's also same thing, that number of rows in this table, it will give number of rows in this table which is also 282, and count of city is also 222. So as we discussed always that we divide this problem in a multiple parts. So what we do is first we get count of city, which is using count and city. Second thing is we want distinct city count, so that we will do. And then last step is we just need to combine these two queries. So we need to subtract total number of city minus we will do this distinct city count. So now second step we need to get this distinct city count, and for that we use count and then in bracket we'll give that we want distinct city. So if you execute this only instead of count, so what we will get is we'll get distinct cities. So if you execute that, we'll get all the distinct cities in this table, which is 279. And now we say that okay, now we want this number of rows, and that's why when we execute we get 279. So we have two different parts is ready now. And now third step is we'll just combine these two. So count of city minus count distinct city. So if I execute that, and that's what will get result 282, which is like city count, 279 which is district city count, and 3 is a difference. So this is how we solve this problem in PostgreSQL. Same query you execute an SQL server, Microsoft SQL server, it will work. If you execute same query in MySQL, that will also work, because these all are the SQL server which uses some of the functions they are common from ANSI SQL. So it will work in all the SQL servers. Second step, we go to Jupyter notebook, and in Jupyter notebook we first create one folder. Here we put the station.csv file, and first thing is we need to load this data into data frame. And for that we are starting this PySpark session which I have already started. So now I have this job running on localhost 4040. So next step is I'm loading this data into station data frame. So this job is currently running, and once this is done we'll have this data into station data frame. Second step we always do is we just print that schema. So we'll get to know that, okay, this is the schema of this data frame. After that we do show, and using that we'll have idea that, okay, these are the rows are there in this table. By default, when you print data frame, it will show top 20 rows. But if you want to display more, what you can do is you can pass here n, and then you can pass 100, you can pass 1000. So that's how you can print your all the data or number of rows if you want to print. So we have this data loaded into data frame. If I go here, there will be a one task showing completed, which says that load up data, so which is completed in total 4 seconds it says. And now I will just print this data frame. I will print this data. Just for example, if I do n is equal to 30, so now instead of 20 it will print 30 rows from this table. And now same way we divide this problem in different parts. So first thing is we need to find city count and then distinct city count. So in PySpark we have functions available, so we need to import this function from pyspark.sql.function. So we'll get count and count distinct. These are the two functions. So what we are doing is we say that on this data frame select count of city minus count distinct city and then print. So if I execute, so I will get this 3 as an output. So this is how using PySpark function we solve this problem. Now third and final thing is we'll be solving this using Spark SQL. And we know that for solving Spark SQL we first need to create temp table, and that's why I'm converting this data frame into temporary table using this function. Same way I will print data here, so we'll get to know that, okay, this is the data we have. So after that we'll solve this problem. So you know that we already solved this problem using PostgreSQL, and which is also SQL query, and here in Spark SQL this is also SQL query. So I'm just copying that query, pasting here, and then I will just that execute, and that will work. Only thing is I will replace that table name station with temp station, because I have this table with name temp station. So if I execute this, I will be getting same results here. So I'm getting same results. So this is how we solve this problem using Spark SQL. So today we'll also discuss on this web UI which is Spark providing. So each step which we are executing, when we ask Spark to do any of the operation, for each operation it will create one job here, and if you go to this job it will divide in a multiple stages. So if I go inside, so this will maybe have divided into 2 stages. If you go inside you will get to know that this how these stages are executed, and it will also display this dynamic acyclic graph. So if you wanna get details based on stages, you can go to this page and you will get that. If in case any storage associated, you can check it from here. And when we started this Spark session, what are the properties we have provided? So we say that Spark application name is problem 3. We haven't said that, okay, I need this much of memory, this much of CPU, or I need 2 executor, 1 driver. I haven't given anything. So it will by default take whatever it is there. So it will take 1 executor, 1 driver. So it will take by default configuration. Then we'll have information of executors. As we discussed, we only have 1 executor, so it will display only 1 executor here. So we have that 1 executor detail available here. And then SQL, where it will show what all SQL queries executed here. So this is how we can use our Spark web UI. So yeah, so we have solved this problem successfully. So at the end, learning is count and distinct count in PySpark and SQL. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.